dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education. I dare you to be somebody important. Like be a teacher or a reality TV star. I dare you to stand up here. To call the shots. To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you. Have a career that really means something? Then do it. I dare you.
Good afternoon. I am so glad to see this crowd for this play. As Pastor Pointer said, you know, when we have a play that Cal puts together, it's always substantive. But this one is so incredibly important because it's so much of our history. Politics, power, policy, and laws, they set the standard. That's how we live. And for 50 plus years, from the Johnson administration, 1965, the Johnson set of policies in 1968, we have been fighting for justice. We have been fighting to have a space at the table. We've been fighting for that. But even before that, from the Great Emancipation, through Jim Crow, through no eating at the counter, through no coming through this door, we have been fighting, and we stand on the shoulders. We are the beneficiaries of so many that died, that bled, that fought for us to have what we have. And this play has a setting in Alabama, a state that took so much strife for us, from being water hosed, from the bus strikes, from gathering together at their own economic expense because they could not get to work because they decided as a people not to take the bus. No meant yes for them to come together. No meant unity for them as a people. No meant yes for them, for us, to stand on their shoulders. And so we pay homage, I pay homage to all those before us and the responsibility that we have for those that are behind us to move this forward. And it is so important that people like Cal have the artistic capability to tell the story, because the story is not complete. We are the next chapter of the story. And so we have to stand for equity. We have to stand for inclusion. We have to stand for justice, just like our ancestors did. We can't get comfortable in our jobs. We can't get comfortable because we're in suburbia. We have to stand on the side of justice for all people, just like our ancestors did. And so I'm excited to be here, and at this time I'll give it to Cal. Where is Cal? This is a man who fights every day to use his artistic capability and he's a graduate of Talladega, and it's amazing how small the world is, because my sister-in-law, who's here in the audience, she too is a graduate of Talladega. And so when I saw this story, I said, oh my God, I've got to get her here, I've got to get my son here, I've got to get my niece here, because this history is so intricately tied to them and to you. You too have ancestry that fought this fight through the Great Migration. And that migration is still here. And so we cannot assimilate. We must continue our efforts.
Yeah, my boss is too gracious. Not yet. On Monday, February the 1st, 1960, 4 black students sat down at a lunch counter at Woolworth's in Greensboro, North Carolina, and ordered service. White patrons looked at them angrily as the white waitress ignored their request for service. 6 years had passed since the landmark Supreme Court decision, Brown versus the Board of Education, declared segregation in public schools unconstitutional. And equally, inherently, public facilities, separate public facilities, as Southern states clung desperately to the old tradition of racial exclusion. The 4 students at North Carolina A&T, stayed until closing. But in 3 days, they returned with 300 students determined to integrate the all-white 5 and dime. That kind of grassroots activism was called sit-ins and quickly spread to all the cities in the South and garnered support from white college students and Northerners. Soon, pickets and protesters lined up at Woolworth's in cities like Boston, New York, Detroit, Philadelphia, and Cleveland. On Tuesday, July 5th, 1960, Woolworth's desegregated all of their stores, and many restaurants and variety stores followed suit. This play is set in Talladega, Alabama, a small town where I attended Talladega College. And Talladega College actually is responsible not only for my degree in theater and English, but my love for theater. However, I remember an incident when I was a freshman. I went to a department store in Court Square, Talladega, and I selected a pair of jeans to wear. The white clerk told me she did not have my size. And I said, "This is my size." She said, "I do not have your size." And I kept saying, "This is my size." She walked swiftly to the payphone. But my teammates who were with me and who were from the South, they understood the ramifications. And they rushed me out of that department store and out of Court Square. That was my first time ever of facing blatant racism. First time. So this play is dedicated to those students, those brave students who made it possible for African Americans to sit down basically anywhere and enjoy lunch. This play is dedicated to those students who introduced a unique and powerful way to protest old Jim Crow. And I'm fortunate to have graduated from East Tech High School, got a scholarship at Talladega, and the rest is history. So sit back and enjoy Court Square, Talladega, Alabama.
And Lord, please hear my heart's cry. I'm desperately waiting to be where you are. I'd cross the hardest desert. I'd travel near or far for your glory. I will do anything just to see you, to behold you as my King. For your glory, I will do anything just to see you, to behold you as my King. I want to be where you are. I gotta be where you are. I wanna be where you are. I gotta be where you are. Love is where you are. Gotta be where you are. Peace is where you are. Peace is where you are. Oh.
At this time, I have the honor to present to you the moral leader of our nation. I have the pleasure to present Dr. Martin Luther King.
Thank you kindly, my dear friend. Distinguished guests, members of the faculty and students of this great learning institution, ladies and gentlemen, this is an era of offensive on part of the oppressed people. All people deprived of their dignity and freedom are on a march on every continent throughout the world. The student sit-in is just such an offensive in the history of Negro people's system and justice of freedom. The students have taken the justice system into their own strong hands. They have revealed to the nation and the world their determined courage. They have embraced the philosophy of direct mass nonviolent action. They are moving away from tactics which are merely suitable for gradual and long-term change. The time is right to do what's right.
I've never seen that before. 2 doors in a jail.
The Klan come in one door and out the other.
What?
New Negroes. Hallelujah.
Good afternoon.
Y'all crazy kids gone and done it now.
Pardon me?
Klan gonna have they say. Klan gonna have they way. Trying to sit down and eat lunch with the white folks. Hallelujah.
What now, Miss Rupert?
I guess we wait.
I can't believe they arrested you too, Miss Rupert. I mean, for heaven's sakes, you are an English professor at Talladega College.
Unless President Long decides to relieve me of my teaching duties.
He can't. He won't.
He could. If the state threatens to take away funding from the college, that's what happened at Alabama State during their sit-ins. 2 professors were fired.
Some students were expelled from Alabama State, too. Oh, I hope the boys are okay.
Negro boys, the Klan feeds on Negro boys. Hallelujah.
That fat deputy, I seen him. He kept jabbing Eric Hall in the back with his blackjack.
I saw.
And Sheriff Brody threw Sam Cole against the police car.
This Talladega, Alabama, home of the Imperial Wizard, Colonel David D. DuBose, and the Tuscaloosa Clan.
The men's section of the county jail is in the basement. I'm sure that's where they're being held.
Well, how do you know that, Miss Rupert? Well, she had to bail your brother out of jail for intoxication 3 times this year alone. He's your boyfriend. Well, that's how I know.
Rats big as cats in the basement. Hear 'em in the walls on their way down.
Who did you call, Miss Rupert?
Dean Davis with my 1 phone call.
So?
So he said he'll handle it. He said he'll get the college's attorney.
Dean Davis should have called Pastor Beverly of Mount Cannon Baptist Church.
That's right.
Yeah. Pastor Beverly is a very important Negro in Talladega County.
Ain't no important Negroes in Talladega. All the important Negroes gone missing.
Miss Rupert, no matter what happens today, thank you for going down to the Talladega Lunch and Grill with us. We appreciate you.
I just wish we could have organized something like this when I was a student at Talladega.
I'm starving.
You get a bologna sandwich for dinner, a cup of water, and a bologna sandwich.
She kidding? She's kidding. We can write a book about our experience. Put Talladega College on a civil rights history map along with Tougaloo College, Alabama State, and North Carolina A&T.
We made history today, ladies. Don't buy where you can't eat. Segregation must go.
Hallelujah. 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 Miss Willa Mae Black, Esquire.
How long have you been in here, Miss Black?
Longer than Mary Grover.
Mary Grover?
Mary Grover was in here with me. Clerk at the Woolworth say we stole some sewing needles. I didn't, but Mary Grover did. They come and got her 3 days ago.
But who came and got her?
The Klan.
The Klan, now come on,
The Klan got their own keys to the jail. They come for you on day 3. Ku Klux Klan. KKK. 1, 2, 3.
Jesus.
Is she telling the truth?
What if she telling the truth?
She ain't. Can't you see?
How long we gonna be here, Miss Rupert?
Yeah, how long, Miss Rupert?
They can't really keep us here 3 days, can they, Miss Rupert?
Better hope it's longer than Mary Grover.
Miss Black, you're starting to scare the girls.
They ain't seen scared. They ain't seen scared till the Klan come and strangle them.
Dean Davis knows we're here. We'll be out of here soon. Hopefully.
Someone ought to call Dr. Martin Luther King. He helped Alabama State and North Carolina A&T with their sit-ins.
I'm sure he's aware of the situation. There were enough news people and TV cameras down there when Sheriff and his deputies came and took us away.
Dragged us away.
I'm proud of us.
You should be. Because it's about more than Thelma Harris, Frankie McHenry, and Mary Helen McCroom going and sitting and eat a hot dog at Talladega Lunch and Grill. It goes much deeper than that.
It's about making a choice. The ability to say, I choose to sit here at this lunch counter.
That's right. Like, I choose to drink water from that water fountain. I don't choose to drink whites-only water or black-only water. I choose to drink water.
When those white boys poured ice water on our heads, I wasn't mad at them. I was mad at the system. I was mad at old Jim Crow.
Jim Crow! Jim Crow, get here! I got some talk for you. A mother of crows. Tuscaloosa Clan. Smart. Strong. Silent.
The entire student body is sick of this city's racial discrimination. We're sick of being targeted, not allowed to shop or eat at Court Square, Talladega, Alabama.
We had to do something.
And you did do something.
A mother of crows.
We'll have even bigger numbers next time.
Right. All the Greeks went in, the Alphas, the Deltas, the Zetas.
And the Kappas and the Qs said they'll be there next time.
Every Negro in America ought to be protesting if they care about their futures and their lives.
A murder Negro.
When I called and told my parents what we were doing, my dad said we were crazy. And my mama said I should dress like I'm going to church. I said, no, I'm wearing jeans. She said, now who's your mother? I say you. You do what your mother tells you. But I said, what if I get killed? You know what she said?
What?
You'll be dressed to kill.
What you're doing is monumental. I know what your mother said sounds funny, but...
Hallelujah!
An electrifying movement has shattered the plastic surface of campuses and communities across the South. Through sit-ins and other demonstrations have given America a glowing example of disciplined, dignified, nonviolence action against the system of segregation. Though confronted in places by hoodlums, police guns, tear gas arrests, and jail sentences, the Negroes have tenaciously continued to sit down and demand equal service in the lunch store counters. And they've extended their protest from city to city. Spontaneously born, but guided by the theory of nonviolent resistance, the lunch counter sit-in has accomplished integration in hundreds of communities at the swiftest rate of change in the civil rights movement. There is nothing more majestic than the demonstration of Negroes who have been willing to suffer and sacrifice for their freedom and dignity.
What time is it? Is it 6 o'clock yet?
Frankie.
Maybe we should call someone else.
Negroes have to make sacrifices in order to make gains. Now, that's what Dr. Martin Luther King said, and that's what we're doing here in Talladega with the sit-ins.
Today is day 3.
Dean Davis is going to come for us.
Yes, and we're all going to be all right.
I heard screams last night.
Screams? I ain't hear no screams.
I didn't hear anything.
I heard it.
I didn't either. Maybe you were having a nightmare.
I wasn't having a nightmare. I wasn't asleep. The screams came down from the basement.
Night time is the feeding time. Rats big as cats, I tell you.
Miss Black, please.
I hear them in the walls marching on their way down for supper.
I wasn't asleep. I heard a scream.
You think it was one of the boys, Miss Rupert?
Today is day 3.
Man, would you please stop? Miss Black, you have to stop. You're frightening the girls.
It's funny we're here now. We've been planning this sit-in for weeks. We'd meet the boys down at Sumner Hall. Eric Hall, Joe Hickerson, Wayne Hollywood Freeman, Gus, Bill Hughes, and Charles Sr. We'd leave out at 11:15 a.m., walk down West Battle Street, cross 25th Street and the railroad tracks, down the hill, past Hot Pockets, and on to Court Square. We'd cross the street, split up in 2 groups on opposite sides not to attract too much attention. Sheriff Brody's car is always parked on the square, right in front of Dolly's Donuts. Now, most of the time, Sheriff Brody be sleeping in his car, but we didn't want to take no chances. We entered Woolworth through the double doors, and we filled the lunch counters right before noon rush. We made it. I'll never forget that feeling. I felt better that day than I felt my whole life, just sitting there. Tall, white patron. She started to gather, and they started whispering at us. And the blonde waitress with a name tag said Molly on it ran to the back. Then the manager, a redhead, kindly told us we could not sit at the counter. Maybe assuming we was all incoming freshmen and ain't know no better. When we refused, she got angry. She screamed, "I said you can't eat here, get out!" But Eric Hall, he smiled and said, "We're hungry." Said, "We're ready and want to order." She raced off to the payphone to call the sheriff. By then, the TV and newspaper were already alerted by the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, and they were filming and taking photos. Later, they'd sell those photos to the larger TV and news outlets. Within minutes, we heard the sirens. Patients began screaming at us, calling us names, pouring ice, water, sugar, salt on our heads. Sheriff Brody and his deputies began dragging us out. Cameras rolling, and into the vans. Talladega, Alabama is the new Greensboro, North Carolina.
In communities like in Court Square, Talladega, Alabama, where Negroes stage sit-ins despite the city and state government intimidation, we cannot allow the challenge or change the challenge in the system of segregation, whether it's in schools, public parks, churches, or lunch counters. Segregation has to be removed from our society. And we must have our Negroes prepared to suffer, sacrifice, and even die to gain their goals. We cannot rest until we have achieved the idea of our democracy. I have prayed over our southern situation, and I have come to the conclusion that we are in for a season of suffering. Nevertheless, the spirit of self-sacrifice and commitment has remained firm, and the city and state government finds themselves dealing with Negro students who have lost the fear of jail and physical injury. We shall not and will not allow these gallant students to stand alone.
What time is it? My watch stopped.
7 p.m.
I heard something. What, people?
I didn't hear anything.
Quiet, do you hear that? What?
What?
A mud of crows.
I heard my name.
Oh, Frankie, you're hearing things.
Dr. King.
You heard.
You came.
You came. Thank you.
Oh, Dr. King, thank you.
The entire Talladega student body is outside. And you must be Professor Rupert.
I am.
Oh, Dr. King, the boys, they're down in the basement.
They're okay now. Dean David is bringing them out.
How were you able to secure our release?
Well, we have people in high places.
Thank you, God. Oh, come on, girls.
Miss Willa Mae Black,
Esquire.
you're free to go. By the orders of the U.S. Attorney General, Robert F. Kennedy.
Hallelujah.
You provide the fire, and I'll provide the sacrifice. You pour out your spirit, and I will open up inside. You provide the fire, and I'll provide the sacrifice. You pour out your spirit, and I will open up inside. Fill me up, God. Fill me up, God. Fill me up, God. Fill me up. Fill me up, God. Fill me up, God. Fill me up, God. Fill me up. Fill me up till I overflow. I wanna run over. I wanna run over. Fill me up till I overflow. I wanna run over. I wanna run over. Fill me up till I overflow. I wanna run over. I wanna run over. Fill me up.
Come on.
Wow. I think we need to give our cast, our writer, our director another round of applause. That was an awesome performance. You have outdone yourself. And we have to give to Mo Jazz and the Motown Jazz. I hope that you are all full, that you all listened and let that message resonate with you. That was in the 1960s. But here we are in 2019, and unless we pay attention, we're going right back. So pay attention. We thank you all for coming out. It is so wonderful to see a large crowd for these gatherings where the committees work so very hard to bring things of substance and cultural awareness to the city of Cleveland and to our employees. This is the conclusion of the public events for Women's History Month. We have been recognizing women who are becoming tomorrow's leaders. They are the next generation of change agents. And we will be paying homage tomorrow to 15 women who work for the city of Cleveland who are doing that in their day-to-day lives. So we hope that you enjoyed this production. We hope that you will keep your eyes out for the next set of programming that comes out of the Mayor's Cultural Arts Department. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks for watching TV 20. We are people.